Miley was already running on empty, starring in Hannah Montana, carrying a billion-dollar brand, and never getting a break.
5:30 a.m. I'm probably like 12 or 13. Friday, January 5th, 5:30 a.m. Hair and makeup in my hotel. 7 a.m. we get picked up. I'm on the news. 7:45, I have another live interview. Another 8:45, another interview. To 11 a.m. Meeting with editors. Back to the hotel. Okay, I have to do an interview, but the reporters are all 1 to 2:30. Me and my dad have a lunch interview. 2:40, we have to go to the Life magazine interview and photo shoot for the Father's Day Arrive at 6 p.m. for Kids Online. Then at 6:15, we have another interview. Then the next day starts at 7 a.m. and ends at 7:30 p.m. When I fly home to probably go to Hannah. That's on a Saturday. And then Monday, be back at work in the morning.
She even wrote songs for the show, yet wasn't properly credited for her own work. When See You Again dropped, Miley begged her label to let her direct the music video. They shot her down, said her ideas weren't marketable. Then, when her album Can't Be Tamed came out, Disney quietly banned any mention of her name or songs on the network, despite the title track still climbing into the Billboard Hot 100's top 10. Miley has often said she felt controlled from her Disney Channel days. Once, her mom Tish nearly punched someone at Hollywood Records after being told the phones don't light up for Miley like they do for Hannah. Even after she left Disney, she wasn't allowed to perform any Hannah Montana songs until just last year, when she was finally honored as the youngest ever Disney legend.
I was so proud to be. A little bit of everything has changed since that day, but at the same time, nothing has changed at all. I stand here still proud to have been Hannah Montana because she made Miley in so many ways. This award is dedicated to Hannah and all of her amazing, loyal fans, and to everyone who has made my dream a reality.
Signing with Radio Corporation of America was meant to mark a new chapter for Miley, but instead of backing her, the label blocked the release of additional singles from Bangers, claiming she was too busy touring. Miley pushed back, reminding them, "Guys, I've been making singles while on tour since I was 12. With no support from RCA, she paid for the entire Bangers tour herself, because her creative ideas were labeled too outlandish.
I didn't make a dime on this tour because I wanted the tour to be excellent. And when everyone kept saying, why are you doing this? You're going to do like 100 shows and you're not going to make any money. I said, there's no one I would rather invest in than myself. So I paid for it all to make it exactly what I thought I and the fans deserve.
Then came 2015. Miley created Miley Cyrus and Her Dead Pets, a deeply personal and experimental album with a raw, alternative sound. RCA rejected it entirely. Determined to share it anyway, Miley released the album for free on SoundCloud. 2 years later, RCA quietly purchased the rights from her own label, Smiley Miley Inc., and uploaded it to streaming platforms without any announcement, acknowledgement, or promotion. Miley had paid $50,000 out of pocket to produce the album and covered all the costs of her Milky Milk tour herself. RCA wasn't done. They forced her back into the studio to craft a radio-friendly follow-up. She reluctantly added drums and hooks to satisfy them, turning an intimate track like Malibu into a polished pop single. When she tried to release Slide Away, RCA refused to include it on the album. She had to drop it as a standalone single, unsupported and unpromoted. Countless songs were shelved simply because her team didn't believe in her vision. By 2020, Miley was still under RCA for Plastic Hearts. Midnight Sky was set to break records. It would have been her biggest radio ad week ever, until the label pulled it from radio. When Plastic Hearts finally dropped in November, physical copies didn't even hit shelves for weeks. Miley took to Twitter, frustrated that her fans couldn't buy the album she poured her heart into. Fed up, in 2021, she signed with Columbia Records, this time negotiating ownership of her masters and full creative control. Despite being blacklisted from US radio since 2015, her Columbia single Flowers smashed through barriers and earned massive radio support. Yet even now, the road hasn't been easy. In January 2025, Tish Cyrus revealed that Miley was still fighting for project approvals, saying, "Mom, I need you here. No one's listening to me."
And, she'd be like, "Mom, I need you. You need, no one's listening." And when you say it, they listen. And at that point, I was just like, shit, I did really for the last 20 years immerse myself into the role of being a manager to the now one of the biggest stars in the world.
Her new album, Something Beautiful, has been complete for 2 years, but label delays and marketing roadblocks have held it back. It took the Grammys 18 years to finally give Miley her due, nominating and rewarding her for Flowers, while overlooking earlier masterpieces like Plastic Hearts. What is your truly loved album and song from Miley? Drop it in the comments below and let everyone know which Miley era lives rent-free in your head.